mute myself. Admit. Hey, 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 hey. I'm so happy to see y'all. Let's see. I am recording. Hold on, admit. Hey!
Hey!
Are you in? So, there is somebody else in here called Glam. I'm just trying to figure out who this is.
Uh-oh, is that me?
Yes, it is!
Oops. Sorry.
You're fine. You are fine.
Oops.
That's so funny. You named yourself Glam. Oh gosh, you guys are all coming in. Hello, hello, come on in. I'm gonna give Brittany. We have another person, Brittany, who'll be coming in, but I like to start on time. I think Ezinay. I think you can hear me. Is it Ezinay? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Nope, you're right.
Okay, hello.
Hey, how are you?
Guys are ready. I'm doing well. So we have Moira, we have Erin, we have Ezinay. There's one more person. Her name is Brittany. She was the one who got the giveaway. But we will get started because this meeting is being recorded and I'm respecting your time. So hello. Thank you for coming to this class. Thank you for investing in me and my brand. Kendra Bliss Beauty. So we are going to talk about just skin. Today is skin day. Skin prep, which means skin care and how do you prep your skin for makeup. Also, color correction and hyperpigmentation. I know that some of you had questions about that, and I actually kind of broke out. So that's going to be good. So I can show you guys how I go about covering that and the tools that I use to do that. So if you look at your kit and you're like, oh man, I could probably be benefit from getting something like that to work for me, then that will be great. But also, I just want to put this note out there. I I may be like the master in this room when it comes to makeup, but you guys are the master of your own skin, your own skincare. You guys know what kind of products work for you, what kind of products do not. I am here to suggest them and open your mind up to different techniques, different products that I've tried on the different and variety of clients that I've had in the past. But it definitely is up to you which you decide to use and not use. So it is 6:05. I want us to have like 5 minutes to just, like who's in the room, say hello to each other. You guys could turn on your cameras, like that's if you want to. That's not hello. Yes. That's not against the rules or anything. So yes, you can turn on your cameras. Just talking about your like who you are, your name, and what is your beauty goal, and reason for attending this class, especially if it has to do with skin, because that's what we'll cover today. So I know Erin, she told me she was coming. She's in her car. She's driving back. So well, we can start with Moira.
Okay. Thank you, Bliss, for hosting this. I am very excited. Happy to participate and hope you can help me with just having my skin look clean and fresh, made up, but not overly made up. Not too much makeup, not too much eyeshadow, no excessive lashes, none of that stuff. I just want natural, clean. If I'm on a Zoom meeting, it should look professional but tasteful.
Okay.
Right? If I'm going out, I want it to look good. Skin must be smooth. Hyperpigmentation should be covered up. I've got some black spots right here that, this pandemic seems to be aggravating. But other than that, just looking forward to learning from the expert.
Oh, great. Perfect. We'll definitely talk about that today. So that's awesome. Esene.
Hey everyone. So yeah, just like the previous person, I kind of I want to know how to go from the very basics, skincare. I do want to, I mean, I know a little bit, but I feel like I really want to use this opportunity to really kind of freshen up. I wore makeup pretty regularly, at least like the basics, like your concealer, your foundation, your primers on a regular basis before the pandemic. To go to work. Since the pandemic, I think I've put makeup on like twice. So, and it's kind of like a use it or lose it. Like now, I really don't remember how I even started. So, I want to be able to do like a Zoom call, very natural. Like I'm not a very super like bright colors glam, but I love a beat face, like a natural beat face. Like I want to be able to do my eyebrows. I want to do the lashes. I want to look natural, but I want to contour. I want it all. So I really want to I really want to like learn kind of like the basics, but I want to be able to hopefully with your help, Kendra, be able to kind of take it to the next level in time to be able to kind of learn some of the real good stuff.
Of course, of course. Okay, perfect. These are all attainable goals. Let's see. I think Brittany just joined. Brittany, you could definitely unmute. Yes, hello. You're not the only one
Hi.
now.
Sorry, I got off a little late today, so I'm taking the call from the car, but I'm
It's
hoping to still gain some knowledge. I'm so excited. So I'm a hairstylist, and so I gotta be cute most of the time. So
Mhm.
I'm just looking to understand like what brushes and what products to use to get me a quick little glam going, but very natural for sure.
Perfect, perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Brittany. And Erin.
Hi, so my name is Erin. For me, I think like my biggest skin issue that bothers me the most is hyperpigmentation. So I definitely want to like learn how to, kind of handle that. I don't really, I'm not like an everyday makeup person, but I would like to, like know how to do like a quick foundation or whatever, just like when I have to go to work and stuff. But I also definitely want to know how to do like the glam, like going out, eyelashes, eyeshadow, like the full on
Yeah.
face. So yeah, kind of a little bit of everything.
Okay, so we are going to learn it all. Ask Feel free to ask questions. This is for you. When it comes to products, I use a variety. So no matter what your budget is, there's something for you. So don't think that you're limited by budget. And also, like, if you want me to slow down, if you want me to repeat something, I am down. So we ended the greetings and goals right on time. Okay, so the class schedule and objectives. So first, I'm gonna go through what I use for my skincare. I only washed my face. I didn't put on any moisturizer or anything on after I wash my face. I'll just take you briefly on what I use for skin care. Um, Dermalogica microfoliant, excuse me. An esthetician recommended this to me, and you can use this as a daily exfoliator for your face. Very important to exfoliate because we shed skin cells, and those dead skin cells under makeup can make makeup look cakey and dry. So it's good to have a good exfoliant in your skincare regimen. Also, for hyperpigmentation, because that's a recurrent theme, especially with us Black women, something with vitamin C. Vitamin C promotes clarity in the skin. I use Murad vitamin C rapid age spot lightener, and I also use Butter Skin vitamin C serum. This is like empty. I use this, and since it's empty, I'm starting to get some dark spots now, but that's okay because I'm going to show you how to cover it up later. Another thing is a good moisturizer. So after cleanser, I use Murad. It's the blue bottle for acne. I think it has a high percentage of salicylic acid in it, so that's good. You need an acne controller, you need a microfoliant, exfoliant, a vitamin C serum, or something to lighten up the spots if you have them, and a good moisturizer. And the moisturizer is the most important when it comes to the skincare. To the makeup, because it'll just allow that foundation to look like skin and not look dry and cakey and like it just needs something. Like, we all know what it looks like when somebody has ghostly makeup. It looks like they didn't put on any type of moisturizer. So some moisturizers that I like to use and that I will use today. This Weleda Skin Food I would recommend if you have very dry skin. It's very emollient. So on the skin, it really, I'm just gonna put it on so that you see how like it just shines. Like, it just makes your skin look like butter. Another good thing to do if you have oily skin is to use a moisturizer that can double as a primer for your foundation. So I use Amber Elise. This is like almost done. Amber Elise, I need to get a new tube, but they have this at Target. And this is for all skin types, but it's for all skin types because even on oily skin, it still seeps into the skin. And it doesn't leave any oily or sheeny look when you're putting on your foundation. So I hope that you guys brought your kits, the makeup that you do have, because I invite you to go along with me as I do this tutorial. I think we can, some of you sent pictures of what you guys have and do not have. Does everyone have a foundation? Yes, as in A has a foundation. I know Brittany and Aaron are in the car, but do you have a foundation?
Yeah. I have a lot of foundations, but I have a problem like figuring out which one actually matches. Like, yeah, I don't know why. It's just, I think it's gonna match, and then when I put it on, I either look too orange or, yeah, so,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. So perfect. So what's in your kit? So we just did objectives that we're going to talk about skin and hyperpigmentation and do the tutorial. I'm going to show you guys how to color match. So for Black women, we have several different shades in our skin. So I want you to think about 3 main shades when it comes to your skin. Okay, so there's this shade that you see on your perimeter of your forehead. That is the darkest shade. That gets the most sunlight. Like, it's also the shade that you see on the underside of like your cheek, your zygomatic bone. That is like the darker side. That's where your contour obviously goes, but that's because that's where the light drops off and where you're darker. And then there's the shade that is lighter, which is in the middle of your face. So just right here, this is a lighter brown shade, and it's usually about 2 shades lighter than what you see around your perimeter. Okay, and then you kind of have to think about your all over shade, kind of a shade that's in the middle of that. Like, if you were to put just one foundation on, what will work for like your whole face. And then those are like your 3 shades that you have in your face. So I'm going to demonstrate with my foundation palette how I would go about picking shades. I kind of put all my shades, all my tools down here. So let me see. So so when you're in the store, people tend to like try shades on their hand. Your hand is a totally different color than your face. It's usually darker. So your hand isn't really a place to try on foundation. It's really on the jaw line. Like right here, you want the foundation to disappear, essentially. So if you swipe a foundation, you can just try like 3 shades, like, a shade that you think is close. Maybe it might be too light, a shade that you think that maybe too dark, and another shade, and just swipe them on your cheek. And the shade that disappears would be your foundation all over shade. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And I want you guys to tell me. So holding up these are Black Opal foundation foundations. I just put it into a set like this. I would recommend this type of foundation if you have dry skin, because it's a cream foundation. It's also full coverage. Dry skin or mature skin, because you can shear it down as much as you like, and you can also build it up. Okay, and it doesn't dry out because it's a cream foundation, and it lasts practically all day if you so this is a little trick that I do. Once I put this on the face, I will take one ply of tissue and like blot, and then it kind of takes off the like the layer of like maybe oiliness or sheen, and then all you're left with is the stain, and it's so beautiful on clients when I do that. So I'm gonna take, let's see, maybe this, and I'm gonna put it, I don't see, you guys could see me. So obviously I think that's like a little too light, like it's not disappearing in my skin. I'm gonna do it on this side because I can't really see if I do that. And then I'm gonna take this shade right here, and then I'm gonna brush this off a little bit. Oh, these look at these. Are any of those a match? Nope. So which one kind of disappeared?
The last one?
The last one. The last one disappeared. It's a little dark, but that's okay, because what you would do in the middle is use your lighter concealer, lighten it up, and then you could just, tweak this a little bit. But that was pretty much the shade that disappeared into my skin. So when you're color matching, use this part of your face. This part of your face would be the best place to use, and not your hands. Do you have any other questions about color matching? I know that people like to talk about undertones.
I was just about to ask about that, because I have gone back and forth about undertones a lot.
Yeah. So I'll just tell you, don't even worry about it. I know people say a lot about it, but most people have yellow undertones. Like a lot of people have like that yellow or golden undertone. If you're looking for a foundation, you can use the neutral one. But for Black women, we usually like look better in gold jewelry. Like if you look better in gold jewelry, then I would say you're warm. If you look better in silver jewelry, you may be cool. That's how you can generally tell. But I wouldn't even get caught up in the undertones, because I use, for my clients, I go for like neutral foundations, and if I need to warm it up a little bit, I may just tweak it with a different color. So when it comes to makeup, like it's all tweakable. Like you can change it. Like if you have a foundation that looks a little too light on you, Erin, you told me you have several foundations. Take a darker foundation and mix it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know if that was like something that you're not supposed to do, because it's different products or something.
Yeah, because it's different products. I definitely get that. But no, everything is tweakable. It's color. So color, when it comes to color, you can add a lighter color to a darker color, get a color in the middle. Like that's how it goes. I use this color correction palette. And if it's too light, I'll just add some of the darker color. If it's too dark, I use some of the lighter color. Like there are no rules when it comes to that. And then you just tweak until it looks right on you. Okay? And sometimes in the winter we get a little lighter. So that may be what's going on. But if a foundation looks too orange for you, add the other foundation that looks a little yellow to balance it out. So that will be my advice when it comes to color matching your foundation. I know that Brittany had questions about color matching. I hope I answered your question. If you have any other questions, feel free to, or any specific questions, I should say, feel free to ask me.
So can I ask a question, Kendra?
Sure.
Is Black Opal the only foundation that you recommend? Are you into MAC fixes at all?
I do have Max Fix right here.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to Mac
Mm-hmm.
Studio Fix, it is matte. If you're thinking about what is it this one?
It's NC45 matte fix. No, it's not the liquid one. It's like, compact.
So, um, ooh, I think I have that too. Like the this foundation.
Well, I guess it's just a fix. I don't know if it really is. It's not a liquid. It's more of a powder plus foundation.
The matte. Okay, so this was definitely what I was gonna talk about in product recommendations for like a quick face.
Yeah.
MAC powder foundation. I love their powder foundation.
That's all that I use. I mean, the liquid thing tends to break my face out. I don't like feeling like my pores are clogged up with a bunch of liquid.
Right. No, I definitely understand. But MAC powder foundation, if you are in like, oh, I need to go now.
Yeah.
Powder all over, and I was gonna suggest a self-setting concealer that you could just dab under
Right.
the eye.
Okay.
And mascara lip, and you're done. Like that's what I do if I just need to go and I don't have time to do the whole thing the way I would like to. So yes, MAC Studio Fix Powder Plus Foundation.
So I have a question about that. So my mom swears by the the compact that you just showed, but I feel like when I put it on, it by the end of the day it's gone. So what am I supposed to put something on before I put on the powder? Because she just puts on I think she puts on a concealer and a powder and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I
So
feel like it's off my face by the end of the day.
this is it off your face because you're oily?
Maybe
I'm asking. I don't know.
I
Like,
don't really think I don't know what kind of skin I have. It's not really oily, but I don't know.
I mean, if this doesn't work for you, Aaron,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work for you. But I would prep, like maybe try with a primer.
Okay.
But when I do put this on, because I have combination skin, I will say that I do get a little oiliness. And then these areas.
Yeah.
And I mean it's a powder at the end of the day. It's not supposed to be like, okay, all day wear powder.
Mhm.
Like it's better to do like, the foundation and then the powder, set it and all of that for like, your 10-hour wear. But this can get me through like 6 hours really well.
Mhm.
So it really depends on what works for you, but we will go through the full face, and I'm sure like I've done your makeup before, so like knowing that I know your makeup can last. So
Yeah.
not just it's not you per se. It could just be that this product is not just made for your skin and all day wear. So we are going to get started with just the overall look. So I will be addressing.
Kendra,
Go ahead.
sorry, before you switch over, I just had a question about foundation, and I don't know if you answered it or not.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between like a liquid foundation versus a cream foundation? Like right now, if I use foundation, I use the Mac Studio Fix Liquid Cream. I don't know.
It's okay. It's okay.
But I find that one, after a long period of time, it like pulls, like oxidizes to like orange.
It does.
And then two is really heavy. So if I was to wear it for like 3 days straight, even though I'm cleansing properly, I find that I get like breakouts because it's almost like suffocating the skin in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Does
So
that make sense?
you're talking about. I don't know if you're talking about Studio Fix.
I think so.
You
Yeah, I think it's Studio Fix.
But yes, this.
Yes.
Okay. So this is a matte full coverage foundation. So
Okay.
it is going to go on the skin like bam, like paint. Like it's
Mhm.
going to go on the skin like that. Um, but the difference between a liquid and a cream is that at room temperature, a cream is solid. Okay. So with a cream, what I mentioned before is that you can put as much or as little as you want on your face and that'll be fine. Like you can have like the sheer coverage. I just posted I just posted somebody I just posted somebody on my page. If you look at it, like I just built it up to like a very sheer coverage because she was an older lady and
Mhm.
it looks great. You don't have to put on too much. This is another cream foundation. I carry a lot of cream foundations in my kit because it just looks and then people say, "Oh, it doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything." And so, yes, I only carry like two of the MAC foundations in my kit. But
Okay.
cream foundation is great if you want to have like the coverage that you can control. Okay. And it'll just sit on your face and not feel like it's like heavy or by the end of the day feel like it's coming off or
Mm.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
What's the best way to apply that cream foundation? With a brush, with your hand? I mean,
Fingers are your best friend. I would say your
okay.
fingers, because your fingers warm up the product.
Hmm.
And like your warm fingers on your face, it kind of melts the product into the skin and that looks nice. But I can't do that on my clients. So
Yeah.
what I do is I use a dense brush. So this brush is probably like $3 from Elf, but I also have
Oh,
brushes that are more expensive. But this brush is an Elf brush. You can get it at Target. But the concept of the brush that you want is a brush that is dense, not a brush like this. Like this is a powder brush. It'll have the product moving all over. But this is another example of it, like a dense brush that you can kind of pat in that product. Okay. Nothing loose like a powder brush. So
I
pat
think
in
I
and
think I have that. I think I
okay,
have that
perfect,
brush.
perfect. Something that's densely where the bristles are densely packed. Okay. So I think I answered your question, Brittany. Did I answer your question? I think I did.
Yes, you did. Thank
Perfect,
you.
perfect. So, the first thing I like to do when I'm doing a face is to moisturize. Well, clean. You already saw me clean my face with like the wipe that I had. Clean the face. Um, even if clients say, "Oh, I already washed my face," because then I use this wipe and then I'm like, "Why is it brown?" So, like, yes, clean the face, no matter what. Clean the face, and then you're going to use like a toner, or you can use a toner if you want. Oh, Aaron is coming back. You can use a toner if you want. This is pretty much empty, but um, you can use this, or you can just go straight into moisturizer. If I would say use a toner if you have like, oh, you feel like you have enlarged pores, that'll kind of help kind of make the face feel a little tighter. But this Fix Plus really is to it really makes the face feel like it has some moisture to it. So even if I'm like finished a client's face and I'm like, they can use like a splash of moisture, I will put on the Fix Plus. So, but today I'm just gonna keep it simple. Use Embryolisse, which is the cream that can double as a moisturizer and a primer. So I'm just gonna put some in my hand and put it on my face. Um, Focusing on the places that will be dry the most, which is around my nose and my cheeks. Um, and under the eyes, I like the thinner parts of your skin are under the eyes, and then my forehead. So I do this first because then I start to focus on brows, and that allows the moisturizer to like kind of seep in your skin. Don't just go straight from moisturizer still right there, and then put on the foundation to give the moisturizer a chance to, you know, get into your skin a little bit. But we have a brow day, and our brow day is tomorrow. So I'm gonna go in just showing you guys what you can use if you have a certain skin type. So for I'm a combination girl, so I like to use something that will mattify my T-zone. And this is a skin prep product, but what people use, and this is like a secret, you probably heard about it, is milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia has a way of just mattifying wherever you put it, and then you only need a little bit. I would not say to use milk of magnesia on your skin every day, but milk of magnesia, that's what, you know, drag queens wear to have their makeup last all night, like sweat proof, bulletproof makeup. So if you want to, if you know you're going to be out for like, you know, a lot of hours, you can put some milk of magnesia in your T-zone, wait till it gets a little white, and then you can put the foundation over it, and that makeup will last. But what I use professionally is this product called Marin Skin Prep Pro, and I use that on my T-zone, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Put some on a cotton swab, and use that just in my T-zone where I get the most oil. So just pat it. Another primer, there's so many primers that you can use. There's another one by Becca called Evermatte and Poreless, and this is huge. This will last you. Oh, you have it, Esme! Yeah, so this is another one. What I would say for this is just make sure you warm it up a little bit so that it can really get into the skin, because that product will dry. That product will dry you. So make sure that you really, you know, warm it up and stuff. I like to use it also on my brows, so you don't get like the oily brow look. Using this on the brow and then filling the brow in helps the brow product to last longer and the color payoff to be better. So yes, you have to prime your brows as well. So after that kind of sets into my skin, I'm gonna show you guys how to color correct. So these are my things about color correction. With a good foundation can do most of the color correction for you. And then you can go on and see, oh, what colors are still seeping through my foundation? Usually the under eye area or some hyperpigmentation may still be seeping through, and then you can go on and color correct that. But for the sake of teaching today, what you want to do to color correct, since your discoloration is closer to like a black color or, you know, purple color, color theory, if you look on the color wheel, black or purple is on the other side of orange. They are opposites, and so the opposites can cancel each other. So you would use the opposite of the color wheel to cancel the other color. So since it's a dark color, we can use peach. We can use like a peach color, an orange color to cancel the darkness. And so what I would do is this is mine. So I will go through and just pat some of this peach color on the base of my jaw, because this is where I have a lot of this hyperpigmentation that I'm experiencing. I'll do some on my nose because I have a dot right there. And then, it kind of disappeared. And then I would use some just wherever I'm having it. So if you have like a peach color, that'll be good. But if you don't, you can also use red lipstick. Oh, didn't know that, right? So red lipstick can serve as a color corrector, but it's just a little bit, just a little, because it has like that, you know, those orangey peach tones in the red. So you can use it, but don't overdo it if you do. So You see how that peach color just like canceled out the darkness that I was having there. And what I also like to do is like put a little bit under my eye, because I guess under your eyes have a little bit of darkness as well. But this product that I'm using is called Peach Luster. It's Prep and Prime by MAC. LA Girl has one for $2.99. They have their orange color corrector for like $2, I think. I'm not sure how much the MAC would run you, but LA Girl has one that's pure orange, and you can double it as like a liquid or cream blush if you would like to. I always like to like multi-purpose makeup. So we can do it that way as well. So that's how I color correct. I use a peach color and I go in under the eye, maybe around the mouth if you have some darkness there, and use your fingers. Don't be afraid to use your fingers if they're clean to pat in that color, just because that'll be the best blend that you can get, you know, because of the warmth, which is great. But I'm gonna go in and use a brush because I have on these nails and I'm not trying to poke myself in the eye. I'm not today. So the brush that I'm using is like a little blending brush, um just to brighten up that under eye a little bit. Okay, so that simple color correction, simple. Do you guys think you have something in your kit that could be a color corrector?
Yeah, I have this Studio Fix. It's like a soft matte foundation stick.
Mm-hmm.
I think it works pretty well. Like it's basically blending into my skin. So
Perfect.
I have the same one. I think the MAC concealer stick. It's
Ah,
pretty good too. Yeah. I've had it a long time. You just need a little tinsy bit.
yes, not a lot at all. At all. So, but the other method is to just put on the foundation and then go back and see, what can use some concealer or something, because sometimes we don't need to color correct. We just feel like, oh, that's a part, so we should do it. Sometimes you may not need to with the right foundation. So after I've done that, I will go straight in with my foundation. And the foundation that I'm using today is the foundation that I'm starting to love. This is NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. This is great. I thought it was going to make me look radiant as in oily. When I heard radiant, I said, "Ooh, that might be mean oily," but no. And you're going to see when I put it on how that looks. It's a beautiful foundation. I think I'm going to start using it in my makeup kit as my liquid foundation, but I'm going to put some on the back of my hand. I love putting foundation on the back of my hand to warm it up. And it doesn't really oxidize. I know Brittany was talking about oxidize. Oxidization just means the foundation just changes color once it leaves the bottle and it hits the oxygen. But this foundation stays pretty true to color. And so when I'm putting on foundation, I'm not going to swipe. Do not swipe, because that makes the foundation look streaky. You want like a lot of color deposited in one area. So push the foundation in, push it into your skin. Okay. And I know there's also interest in cream foundation. So what I'll do is I'll do liquid tonight and then I'll show you quickly how I do the cream one before we start brows tomorrow. So I'm pushing the foundation into my skin, and I might not even need as much as I deposited. So
how do you know how much like to put on the brush? Like how do you know if you're using too much or not enough?
So what I did, I put 4 pumps on the back of my hand. So, and I just dab the brush in. So that's a good question. When you're using too much if let's see. Like like, is it coming off cakey on your skin? Is it coming off like, you shouldn't see like the foundation like running. I mean, like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just just put. It really is up to you in the coverage, but to me, this foundation is starting to look. Let me see on camera. It looks more like olive, but that's okay. That's okay. So sometimes if you can see the foundation on my skin, like you can kind of see that it looks kind of more olive tone and my skin looks a little bit more reddish, but that's okay because once you do the highlight and then the contour, like the colors will come together. So it's like not perfect, but it's good. It's a good match. So would you say?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So I have really oily skin. So I usually go for a foundation that's like mattifying. Is that right?
Okay, you can. A foundation that's mattifying if you have oily skin, yes, but don't forget to moisturize. I think when I first started makeup, I didn't want to moisturize my skin because I felt like, oh, my skin will be too oily if I moisturize. But what happens is that your skin will overcompensate, and then you will get oily. Like your skin will be like, okay, you're not giving me oil, so I'm gonna need to put some on. So I would say that I'm not sure how I feel about this. This is a good moment. I would say that a matte foundation will be good for your skin type because eventually over time it'll start to get dewy. Okay, as the day goes on. So let me see. This foundation to me right now does not. It looks like kind of. It looks a little dark. So this is a good moment because I'm about to show you what I would do if it looks too dark. So if it looks too dark to me, so I'm going to use a color to lighten it up a teensy bit. Not much because over time it might start to look more like me, but it looks a little dark right now. So I'm gonna use some of this cream foundation that I have. I'm gonna use, I think the color that looked best for me, which was I think this third one here. I'm just gonna mix these two colors. And then I'm gonna put it on my hand, on the back of my hand, just to like show you guys that you can, yeah, like that lighter color. And then a little bit of that darker color, kind of mixing it in together. And using my brush, and then I'm gonna just kind of give my skin another pat. So if Erin, this is another thing. If you feel like you've used too much, you can take your beauty blender and like dab over your foundation.
Okay.
So it'll take off like the top layer. Yeah. So then it wouldn't be too much because the beauty blender will start to take some of that away.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm about to do that now. Before I go in with like concealer. So this beauty blender I think is like $3. This is Elf. Elf came out with some bomb beauty blenders, guys. Like I was so surprised at how soft this is. I have the original beauty blenders. I have BH Cosmetic beauty blenders. I have Shop Miss A. I have so many different beauty blenders, but this is the closest to the real beauty blender that I've experienced. So if you don't want to spend the $20 for the original beauty blender, I suggest that you use the Camo. It's called the Camo Concealer Sponge by Elf. Camo Concealer Sponge. It's great. And so I'm gonna go over my face. Yeah, and it's picking up some of the product. It's taking some of the product off of my face. With the sponge. And I'm gonna take off that top layer of foundation so that I don't, you know, have as much on. And also this is good because it blends your foundation and it gives your foundation more of a skin look instead of like I just did my makeup and I have a lot of foundation on look. So you see how much product, like it's good for like taking some of that off, especially since I put like that cream foundation over it. All right. So now what I would do is to start with my concealer. I have some recommendations for concealer. Um, because what you don't want to leave your face like this. You will want to put some dimension back into your face because, you know, as we said, you have at least 3 main colors in your face. So put those colors back so you look like, you know, you look like alive. So I have Tarte. This is the self-setting concealer that I was telling you about. Tarte retails for $27, I believe, but they have sales. And I haven't talked about this, but I also shop for clients, so I have some discounts. Like if you book with me, you get access to those discounts. So yes, Tarte has a concealer called Tarte Shape Tape. And then this is the dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. So I don't know if they're not really like the same color, but Tarte concealer actually oxidizes, so it won't look this light on my face. It will look like closer to my skin color because it oxidizes so much. But this one is probably $5. It's in deep chestnut. If you're lighter than me, you just get the shade or two above deep chestnut. But just for a reference, this is a matte concealer, going under your eye, and so is the Tarte Shape Tape. But these concealers do not move. Do not move. If you've had experiences in the past where, oh my gosh, like under my eye is so creasy, I mean, another reason for that is maybe it's too much product, but when these are dry, and that's it. So I'm gonna go in with this one is mine. The Tarte Shape Tape, but also MAC has some pretty good concealers too. These are really dry as well, but I just really love Tarte. I just really love Tarte and how it just dries down. So a thing to note when you're applying, that's probably more than enough, is whatever you put on, you're going to have to blend it out, and when you blend it out, it's going to spread. So let's do like a quick symmetry lesson. So when you're concealing, think about an oval. Think about the highlight of your skin, the lightest part of your skin as an oval. You know, like the perfect face shape, like that's what we're going for when we do this highlighting and contouring. We're going for like that perfect face shape. So where that light naturally settles is like the oval on your face. Okay, like you don't have to bring the concealer over here. No, that's contour area. You don't bring the light concealer up here. That's contour area. Think about it as the oval. It stays in that oval. Don't bring it down here. So I'm gonna demonstrate and how I blend it out. You could just throw it up there. You could bring it down on your nose, but it's really how you blend it out that will make the difference. So you don't have to bring it up like really up under your eye because under your eye naturally creases, okay? So you don't want to bring the concealer too far up because then you're just it's going to crease there. So any questions so far? I know I'm talking a lot.
What was the name of the other? I know you were using the Tarte. What was the other brand?
Elf.
Oh, Elf.
Elf Camo Concealer Matte Finish. They have a matte finish one and they also have like a dewy finish one. So if you wanted something a little more dewy, you can use that. But since you told me that you have oily skin, I would definitely suggest the matte.
And you suggest, like, you said that it oxidizes, so.
It does oxidize. I could show you
Okay.
how it oxidizes. It does not look this light on my skin at all.
Okay.
At all.
And you're using a chestnut color, you said?
Yeah, I'm gonna put that on my chin right now. Yes, it's called Deep Chestnut. It does oxidize. That is actually gonna get darker. So it's okay if you put the concealer a little too high because you can go in with your foundation brush and blend that out because it's color, so it's okay. But what you want is just like from eyebrow peak to eyebrow peak. Do not make it a circle. Think oval. Okay, and don't forget to blend out the edges because cameras do not lie. When that camera when that camera flashes, you'll see if you didn't blend it. So just make sure you just go over it with either your sponge or the brush, you whatever you laid down your original color with, because that'll help blend in the lighter color. And you see how it like kind of disappeared. So
I have a question. From when you pick out a concealer, like how do you know if it's the right, like how do I know if it's the right shade? Because what I just used, I feel like it doesn't look that different.
yeah, because it's probably your shade.
Yeah.
Probably be a good shade to color correct with.
Okay.
But a right shade will be 2 shades lighter. You want something that is visibly okay. That's too light for me.
Mm-hmm.
Something that is visibly too light for you, but don't go and say, okay, now I'm gonna get like a fair concealer.
Okay.
Mm-mm. So usually on the website or in store, they separate it by tone. So they'll say fair skin tone, medium deep, then deep. So I would say you're about a medium skin tone. So you want to probably go on the beginning of the medium skin tones, which will probably be like around here for you. Yeah. So NC42-ish. What do you know your MAC color?
The foundation stick that I have is NW43, and then I have an NC45 for a studio.
NC42 will be like the shade that'll be, yeah. So just think 2 shades lighter. So this, let me see. This doesn't even, I just wanted to put it on my chin to show you, but it's not really that as light as it came off in the in the jar. So you can get away with it, but I'm gonna just blend that in because it's not supposed to be that wide. Anywhere where the light naturally settles onto your skin is highlight area. Okay. So highlight color, about 2 shades lighter. Contour color, same thing, 2 shades darker. So for contour, I use cream contour colors because I think cream is just easier to blend. You can also use powder. Like I know that Fenty Beauty. If you like Fenty Beauty, came out with like Mocha Mommy, the powders, the bronzing powders. I use oh yeah, for drugstore Ebony Queen Collection, the Queen Collection Ebony Bronze. That powder. I have a Fashion Fair powder here. Clearly darker than me, and it also has some of like that like warm reddish tone that I have. Like your contour color will be like reminiscent of like the colors that are where the sun would hit, like in your shoulders and on your perimeter. So this is Fashion Fair Sable, I believe. But you can also use a cream stick. Like if you, I'm just being honest, if you got like 3 of these, you can have your all over color, your concealer color, and your contour color and be good to go. So I can use the darkest color to contour with. In my kit, people really like this when I use it on them. This is like a cream contour, but just for sake of accessibility, because I think you have to order this from like a special website, I'm going to use the Black Opal cream sticks that I have. I'm going to use that darkest color. And I'm whatever the darkest color is in their set is what this is, because I don't have them labeled by color. But I'm going to take a foundation. This is like a brush. This is a brush by MAC, but you don't need something like this. You can take like just like a small to medium like loose bristle brush. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one since this one is like at Target. This is the Real Techniques. What is this? Contour brush. Wow, it's a contour brush. So yes, Real Techniques contour brush. That's what we're gonna use to contour with. And as you can see, it looks pretty natural. No oily looking yet. Good. Looks good. Okay, so you don't need a lot. I think I'm just gonna dab this a couple times and you don't need a lot. So, okay, so when you're contouring, I want you to think of the number 3 and basically 1. So like right here. So this will be like 3. So you're going to hit your perimeter, come here for the first part, and then come under your cheek for the second part, okay? Or you can think about it like this, but I like to put a little bit warmth right here. This could be the 3 as well, okay? So I can't really see that part in the viewfinder because I'm turned, but does that make sense? You want to hit right under your cheekbones and warm up your temples. Like you feel it in your bone structure. If you feel your cheeks, you would feel that hardness right here. That's where you want to put your contour color. Not so when you're looking straight, you should just see like the light drop off, because that's where the darkness goes. Light will tell you everything that you need to know about placement. Okay? So you're going to put it in your perimeter, put it under your cheekbones, and put it under your jawline. And that just makes your jaw look, you know, everywhere you put darker colors, it will just look recessed. It will look like it's pulling back, which is great. So our jawlines look skinny. So any questions on like contouring? I'm about to go ahead and just show you guys how I would do that. I have to get some more color. Contour. You can also use a darker foundation, but if you are going to use liquid, you're going to have to hurry up and blend it because it'll dry. So that's why I suggest either powder or cream. I'll use powder on this side and I'll just use cream on this side. So by the time I'm done, you should definitely see a difference. Or if you're not sure, you can suck in your cheek and it'll show you where to put that color. Okay? And you could bring it down on your neck a little bit, and that'll make it look like your face and your neck are, I like to call it, married. So it doesn't look like, oh, your face is one color and then your neck is a totally different color, because that tends to happen sometimes. So you could bring the color down on your neck.
Kendra, would you say your suggestion is for the contour? Like what brand are you using?
So I'm using Black Opal.
Okay.
I'm using Black Opal cream stick foundation, and I think it's about it's probably no more than $10. It looks like this. You can find it in CVS. You can find it in Target. Another oh my goodness, another brand that has a really good contour powder is Black Radiance, and I think their powders are probably
I have right now, but I feel like it's not. I don't know if it's probably dry. I don't know, but
it depends how long you got it. How long ago?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay. Yes, that's another thing. So when makeup is too old, if it's expired, the color is just it's just not going to work anymore. The powders would just start to look like dust. It just wouldn't give off the color payoff that it used to. So Black Radiance has an ebony bronze powder. I'm talking about like the single compact powders. Like just the single
I've seen those.
Yeah, not the kit, but I know that people love the kit as well. But what I used on you when I contoured you was definitely a cream contour. But under your makeup. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the powder on the other side so you guys can see, because you can also use a powder. So taking this, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do the nose as well. So your nose can look snatched. So gonna, you guys can probably start to see. Yeah, you can see it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. So um you can put that right there at the base of um that cheekbone. And yeah. Then you can go up into your perimeter. This is Fashion Fair powder and sable. They have another one that will be good for medium tone. They're really popular. So if you went on the website, it's another. I'll have, if you're interested in it, I can go looking for it. But they have another one that'll be for if you're lighter than me. And then you come down and you get like right here on like your cheek, your jawline. Yeah, your jawline. Okay, and also get your ears. Get your ears. Do not forget your ears if you're using powder, because sometimes when you get your perimeter and you get it a nice little contour, and then your ears look like they stick out like a sore thumb a little bit. So don't forget your ears, and then you can bring that down your neck. So this is not blended. I'm gonna show you guys how I'm gonna blend it out. And if you need like a roadmap, look at your tragus, and then you could just blend from your tragus right here. Okay, that's where you would put that color. And this is where your sponge comes in handy, because you can also go over it with your sponge. It is okay. It doesn't matter that it's powder. It does not matter. So you can go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just contour up like I would like to. My perimeter of my face, that is. Any questions on contour? Do you have like a specific type of contour that you're interested in, that you want some more suggestions on? In terms of products, in terms of how to. Feel free to ask questions. This was like the cream side. I didn't set that side yet. And that's the good thing about this, is like you're kind of already setting your makeup because you're using a powder. So, I mean, powder just might be, especially if you're oily, powder just might be
Yeah.
the move. Powder might be the move. And I'm gonna show you how I do the nose area. And even if you're wearing eyeshadow, this is what you would do. So taking a small fluffy brush, because you have to get into like the crease, I start from up here. So you'll understand why we kind of start from in here, because we're going to put like a similar brown color in our crease when we do eyes. But you're going to use that darker brown, and you're going to just really start from here and then come down, okay? At the side of the nose. You're not coming all the way
You
down.
using the cream concealer?
I'm not. I'm using the powder that I was using.
The powder, okay.
So, a dark powder, like any like powder that's like 2 shades darker than you can use. I have like this palette as well, but I would say Black Radiance. I suggested Black Radiance, and you could use cream foundation, but then whenever you use cream, you're gonna have to set it, okay? So just for if you have oily skin, use the powder.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I would say is the easiest thing to do, unless you want to go through and use a tissue and then blot it and then set it and then do all that. But no, nobody got time for that, except if it's, if that's what you want to do. But yes, so I'm using the powder to go in, starting like in like my kind of like the beginning of right below like the beginning of my brow, and I'm coming down because you don't want it to look like, oh, all of a sudden you have a contoured nose and then up here the color, like where's the color? So everything on the face, you kind of want it to like blend in and look like it came from somewhere. It's supposed to have like a unified look. So if you're going to use a darker color here, it has to have like a ending and a beginning and an ending. So it's going to begin here, come down your nose here, and end at the drop off of the nose. Okay? Just like your contour began up here, came down, and ended down here. So not leaving anything looking like it just came out of nowhere. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that is that. If your nose contour looks a little like this looks weird, because sometimes you can close it up down here if you'd like. Sometimes you don't even need a nose contour because it's not always needed. But if you were interested in contouring your nose, this is the technique. At the side of the nose, you can do the color. And then leave the middle of the nose light, because this is where the light naturally settles in the middle of the face, okay? All right. So now that that's all done, I'm just using my powder. These blending sponges are just necessary. I definitely, if you don't have a blending sponge, please get one. It's like a main tool. It just makes all of the colors kind of come together. And makes makeup look really nice and flawless. So hyperpigmentation gone. Skin looks luminous, looks healthy, Nobody looks like a ghost. Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so what I would do now, let's see, how are we doing on time? So it's 7:09. So we did kind of skin tutorial product recommendations all in one. If you guys would like to see highlight and blush, I can do that, and I can show you guys my placement for highlight and blush. Of course you want to see what I do for that. Let me get so blush and highlight. So I like to put blush first, because blush represents, that blood in your face, and it should be like the deeper layer. Then the highlight is like the light that you're kind of, emphasizing with like the shimmers or, the glitters or whatever, however you want to highlight. But for blush, for me, should go first. And blush doesn't only go on your cheeks, okay? Since blush represents like that, blood color, I'm going with like, okay, this is my blush palette. I'm going with like this orangish blush. And I know that people are like, orange? Yes, orange actually looks really good on our skin tone. Orange blush. I think this is like Devil by MAC, I think. But yeah, orange looks really good. So you could smile and I like to bring my blush up, okay? Not just on like the center. Ooh, that color payoff. Not just on this like the apples of the cheek, but I like to bring it up. Up, 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 up. Also, what can double as blush is lipstick. So if you have a lipstick that is either like a wine color or a rose color, ooh, I don't want to look like two different colors, but I can show you guys. Using lipstick as a blush is a thing. Makeup is multi-purpose. You don't have to just use, one thing for one thing. I have a lip palette here. I think I might use a little bit of maybe this little wine color. I don't know. I haven't tried it, but I'm gonna use this wine color for blush, and let's see how that goes. Let's see how it goes. Let me see. Okay, it's like a purple. Looks a little dark. Looks a little dark. I'm gonna lighten it up with just a little bit of brown. Okay, so it looks like, I'll show you guys what it looks like. So it looks like that. And you can use just patting your fingers. Let me look in the mirror. Patting your fingers and using it as blush. So if you have a lipstick that you no longer use, repurpose it. People use lipstick as cream eyeshadows. Like if you want to put just a little color on your eyelids, you can do that. But I'm gonna just put a little bit of this on my cheek. Just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And that can work. Like, especially if it's like, you know, that like rosy, like, what? There's like a color by MAC called Raisin that's really popular on women of color. I have it right here. Like, especially if it's like that wine color, like you can definitely repurpose it and like mimic a blush. If it's like a brown lipstick, you could just, so it's, the possibilities are infinite. Like definitely use, like repurpose things. Okay.
Eyeshadow?
You can use eyeshadow as blush.
Okay.
You can. So repurpose. I think lipstick would last longer because it's the cream. But you can use eyeshadow as blush. You can use lipstick as a cream shadow. Look, I'm just experimenting now. So you can use it as a cream shadow and like blend it out, but you have to really blend it out. Just so you have like a wash of color on your eye. So yeah. But so that is how I would do blush. You blend it up. Also putting blush on your temple area is very flattering. It looks very nice. Kind of, again, shows that the color came from somewhere. I do this all the time, and you wouldn't even notice that it's really up there. You'll just, the blush color would just make sense because it showed up somewhere else in the face, if that makes sense. Okay, I don't really want to have like one eye purple, so gotta do the other eye. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's see. All right. Okay. That looks better. Okay, so when it comes to highlighting, I like to, right here, right on like the height of the cheek, right under the eye, where the light is already telling me where it is. It's like right here, where the light is like settling. Right there. And sometimes under the brow bone as well. I like to do the highlight right in here. I love Gold Deposit by MAC. That's a very, very nice color. Put some on my face. Very nice color. I need a mirror instead of looking at this Zoom call. Okay. Very nice color for highlight. It's like a goldish reflex color. It's a baked highlighter. I use it down to it looks like this. It's very pretty. I use it down to till it's like all gone. Like I have to reorder it. I use it so much. So yes, MAC Gold Deposit is like the highlighter for women of color. I know that they really like it. And I mean also Becca makes some very nice highlighters. And so for highlight, you know, that's really just like emphasizing light in your face. So you can put that anywhere. That light will show up really like in the center of your face. All right. So your nose area, your nose bridge, like right here. You can even put some a little on top of your blush, you know. Depends on highlight. That's like really something that up to you because I know some people wear a lot of highlight, a lot, so their whole face looks like a disco ball. But for me, I like it right here and like right here on the the brow bone. But that's with highlight. You can put some on your This is a cupid's bow.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can put some on your chin, anywhere like where the light will just focus on your skin. Okay, so any questions? Hopefully I was thorough for you guys. Did you learn something?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. Any questions, any questions, any questions? I'm really just playing with this highlight now.
So in terms of brushes, like, is there a general rule of thumb of when you use certain types of brushes or like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes. Like I was alluding to earlier, when you're trying to put a lot of color down and you want the colored payoff to be like you can see it, like foundation or with eyeshadows, when you're putting on that first color, you like you want that color to be seen. Dense brushes. You want brushes where the bristles are densely packed because all of those bristles will be focusing on putting that one color down. The more spread out the bristles are, the more dispersed the color will be. And it won't be as heavy as if you would have put on put it on like a densely packed brush. So if you have a specific thing that you want to apply, we can talk about that, but I'll give you an example with like eye brushes. So for example, oof, this is like an eye brush and this is an eye brush. Perfect. So this is a detail blending brush. And this is a brush that I would use to, put color down, but this is like to blend the colors. So it's going to move the pigments around and kind of disperse them
Okay.
in a small area because the bristles are more loose.
Mm-hmm.
But if I want eyeshadow to be packed on the eye, I I would use something like this to lay down that color.
Okay.
Okay, so same as this. This is a lip brush. When I'm doing lips, I don't want the lip color to be going on a brush like this. It just yeah. So you like thinking about what you want to do and how you want the colors to perform. The tighter the bristles, the more color you'll deposit in one space. Okay, and the looser the bristles, the less color. So when you're doing your contour and when you're doing your highlight, you don't want those to be so harsh on your skin. You want the colors to be dispersed. Um, and so you would use a brush that is less dense than what you would use to put on your foundation. Like you wouldn't use a brush like this for your foundation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, so same with like blush. That's why I use this brush for blush because you know it can like move the color. It doesn't have to be it won't show up as a lot of color in one space. So yeah, guys. And I'm just gonna put some shimmer on my eyes, like right now, like so that's that. That is that. That is skin. That is skin. All right. Let me see. Any questions? I think yeah, this is our time for questions. If you guys don't have any questions, that means I did what I was supposed to do. So that is it for skin. Think about your skin regimen. Think about what you have in there and if it aligns with your goals.
So
Um,
you said for the skin regimen, can you just go over it one more time? For
sure.
moisturizer, exfoliant,
Something with vitamin C in it. Something with vitamin C, because I've realized vitamin C does wonders for clarity in the skin. Let me take this off. And like even eating vitamin C, like that's diet wise, but eating eating your vitamin A, your vitamin B, vitamin C. A helps with aging. B helps with don't, I know C is clarity, A helps with aging, and B helps with, I think, the environment. And like all the toxins that you receive from the environment, and just having your skin have a defense for that. But A, B, and C are very popular and important for skincare. I have some notes depending on like your skin type. So let's see. If you're dry, oil-based moisturizers, moisturizers that contain urea or propylene glycol, combination or oily skin, you need to look for things that are non-comedogenic, which means that they're not going to block your pores. Yeah, when you're looking for like coconut oil, I think that blocks pores. So when you're looking for certain ingredients, think okay, what's gonna give me water-based moisture, because I know some moisturizers are oil-based. Look for water-based and oil-free if you're oily. So your moisturizer should be oil-free. Let me see. Like I started using this moisturizer. I'm starting to use more like drugstore moisturizers and stuff. I do have Murad vitamin C moisturizer, but this is the e.l.f. Holy Hydration Face Cream with hyaluronic acid and peptide complex. So those are great things for skin. And you know, e.l.f. is not expensive at all, like $10-12 or less. And yeah, just keeping in that regimen, because I feel like sometimes we like, okay, I can skip on skincare, I don't gotta wash my face tonight, you know. But your skin really does a good job of rebuilding while you sleep. So if anything, do it before bed. Make sure your face is nice and moisturized and everything.
What's your opinion of like Neutrogena wipes to remove makeup before doing like a gentle wash? Okay, good.
They are right here.
Okay.
I love Neutrogena wipes. I used the MAC wipes for a while, but then I love Neutrogena.
Neutrogena.
These
It's the best.
These are the ones. I love these.
Yeah.
And I even have the mini ones. So
Yep.
they are great to remove makeup. If you also need something to remove makeup, if you do use coconut oil, make sure you wash that off really well. But oils also help to remove makeup as well.
What kind? I struggle with figuring out what kind of skin I have. I know it seems silly, but it's like I think that my skin is combination, because when I put on makeup, I feel like my skin gets oily. But normally my skin is dry. I don't know. I have no idea. I think that would be combination, because it's like, it also depends. Sometimes in the summer I get more oily, but yeah.
So when you have nothing on your skin,
Normally dry.
Skin is dry, right? Yeah. But when you add something to your skin, so the manner, I would just question, what are you doing to your skin to prep to add something? Because if you're adding and not prepping, that could be it. So what do you do before you put on makeup?
I don't know.
Okay. So sometimes when people do not prep, your skin will overcompensate.
Okay.
You know, so like get a moisturizer that you trust, and then try to put on the makeup and see if it makes any difference. Okay. I would, yes, use, if you said you're dry, I would use, if you say that you're dry, I would use like an oil base or like a oil, and then put on the foundation. But maybe just a water-based moisturizer to be on the safe side, and then put on the foundation and see how your skin will react to it. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me know how that works. But I can also send you. I have a book about skin types, and it explains it on the page. Like, okay, if this is that and that, so I can like screenshot that and send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I always struggle with that question. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'll send that to you tonight. I'm gonna go upstairs and do that. So yes, that concludes our day one. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and we'll meet up tomorrow for brows and how to groom your brows, how to fill your brows, and I'll also show you like my full face cream foundation. Okay. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you. See
Okay.
you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Of course.
Bye.
You. Bye.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.
She's so cute.